What's up? My name's Kamal, and today we're making a video on our message we're getting, which is check dipped beam. So you have your little peanut bulb, which I guess is kind of like your daytime running bulb. I think it stays on all the time. This is your like low beams, which is the dipped beam as well. That's your cornering bulb. And that whole thing actually moves up and down. When you turn your lights on, you might notice that the lights are actually adjusting. And then over here, this one on top is your turn signal bulb, and then the one underneath that is your high beams. So the thing about this is I'm pretty sure that checked dipped beam message can be a couple different things because of the fact that it's for your low beam bulb, I guess, because I know the cornering bulb, I've had one go out and it said check cornering bulb. But yeah, it also I guess could be for the motor that moves it up and down. And then I guess also worst case scenario, like the module for your headlight, I guess is going bad. So when we got the message, when we looked at the car, this bulb was out. We'll show you guys a clip of how it moves up and down. I guess that would be something you want to check. I guess these can come as HID bulbs or I guess halogens. Ours has HIDs, so we got one of these. It's a $100 bulb, so I'm hoping we're right. I mean, I guess if we're not, we can return it, but yeah, let's hope that's what it is today. So yeah, the things that I kind of looked for was that it is just the bulb was out. I made sure that when you turn the headlights on, even though the side wasn't lit up, it does still move up and down. So we're gonna replace the bulb, see if that fixes it. For those of you that have never changed a bulb before, you have a tool back here in your trunk which helps you remove the headlight. So you have this little strap here, and then this tool right here is what allows you to get your whole headlight assembly out. So remove the headlight. The first thing we'll do is you have this little rubber gasket here that you can pull out. Then also right here you have this little plastic tab that has a headlight symbol on it, and if you push where the headlight symbol is, this kind of rotates. This yeah, that rotates, just moves out. And then inside the hole you can see the little hex silver thing, which is where this tool goes. And then the other thing, I know I've kind of mentioned this stuff in a lot of my videos, but for the passenger side headlight, you rotate this counterclockwise to remove it, and then clockwise to put it back in. If your bulb is on the driver's side, to remove this, you actually go clockwise, like you're tightening it, and then when you're going back in, you're gonna go counterclockwise to pull it back in. So when we go counterclockwise here, you can see it kind of pushes itself out, and you can remove the whole headlight. So you basically got your 3 bulbs on the left and your 2 on the right. The 2 on the right, you can see, have these 2 bits that you remove to get access to them. These 3 on the right, you're gonna, this side. Just remove those 2 metal tabs and pull this cover off. So yeah, because of this being so expensive, we're actually just replacing the one. But also these, I think, should last a good bit because we've never replaced this before, I don't think. It's just got this one hook on the bottom half. You push it forward and go up, kind of just releases that. I guess you could also pull this out while it's still in there to make that a little easier. And yeah. Yeah, you know, I don't know much about these, but the center glass looks super clouded. Do you see that? Oh, it's cloudy in the one, and the other one is clear. You can also see in here, you've got 3 pins, 2 on the left, 1 on the right. In our new one, it's the same. So yeah, that's the other thing is, you know, this says extremely long life. So for $100, yeah, I'm just gonna replace the 1, not 2. Also, we gotta still hoping this fixes it. So yeah, all these little metal tabs on here, oh, it's kind of bent. That kind of all just kind of grabs onto the housing and helps hold it in a little bit. So when you go in, you can see how it's a little tough because all those little metal things are kind of squeezing it tightly. But yeah, and then we just put this back on to hold that in place. Plug that in. You know, these vehicles are getting older now, and you can see a lot of the insulation that covers the wires starts cracking. For this bulb in particular, we aren't really messing with that. I just remember when I did the cornering bulb, that was kind of an issue, and I actually used some electrical tape to just kind of tape up some of it, because when the wires start shorting on each other, I think that can also give you faults. So I guess just be careful with trying not to touch the other wires, because they just are brittle and start cracking.
Is this one the cornering bulb?
No, see this, the one down there.
So that one way in the back.
That one at the bottom.
Okay.
I think this might be the motor that adjusts the way it's angled. Yeah, that's the other thing about these headlights, is something else I've mentioned before. I guess this would be your module on the bottom here. The other thing is there's no connector that you connect and disconnect yourself. It's just the one side of the connector is mounted to this headlight support bracket, I guess you could call it, and then the other side is right here. So it's kind of important to know that this is installed properly, because you can get messages for bulbs being out if this isn't installed properly all the way. So yeah, you've got these two little fins. You'll see these two little slots right here are where those go. This is the part that actually gets grabbed onto by this piece, which is what moves in this hole when you adjust your tool to put it back in place. Then you've got these two on this side, which are offset. You've got this little slot here and that little slot there for those two. This side you have two that are in the same line that both go in this slot right here. When I put this in on this side, you can see I kind of start with this one, just kind of make sure I get that one in properly, and then you can kind of start looking over here. You can't really see them now, but you know, it kind of slides into place on its own. And then this is the other thing that I've talked about in another video, kind of just about getting this properly in here, which it is. So yeah, this is one of the areas where you can have an issue. When you finish putting that in, you could hear it like it snaps, it has a little click. It doesn't really matter if it does that or not, but then you can try and pull it out. You can see that it's in there properly. Our gap right here is a little larger because this isn't the bumper that came with the car. The fitment's a little off, but you can see in there where the metal part is, yeah, you can see the metal bar I was showing earlier, how it's wrapped around the part that it's supposed to grab onto. So just look for that, because if it's not, that's when you might have some like issues with the connectivity, just because it's not plugged in properly. Turn it off. Turn it on again. All right. So thankfully for us, it was just the bulb. That was another thing we ran all the lights. I guess that little peanut bulb on the side over here, it doesn't stay on all the time. I guess it only comes on with your headlights. I don't know much about how else you would go about knowing it's just the bulb, other than just have someone turn the lights on and see if the whole assembly moves up and down, so that way you know it's not the motor. I'm not sure if the motor goes bad you get a different message or not, but yeah, for us, if you get the check dip beam message, one of your low beams is out, that worked for us. So I hope this was helpful for anybody with the same message or issue, and yeah, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you want to see all of our Cayenne videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.